and welcome back to Kids Takeover. Today we're going to be making beef jerky. Homemade beef jerky, that is.
So, I put the steak in the freezer for a little while.
What's in that beef?
What?
It says beef on the package.
Yeah, it's beef.
Oh.
That's what steak is, beef.
Oh.
So, I put it in the freezer for a little while to make it more firm, to make it easier to cut, because when it's not firm, it kind of starts getting real soft and it's squishy, and it's hard to cut. Now, I'm not a beef jerky making expert by any means, but the book said to try to trim as much fat off as possible. It said you want to use a lean cut, so I'm just going to rip this here along the fat line.
And if you guys want more cooking tutorial videos, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe. We want to get to at least 100 likes on this video. We want to reach at least 20 subscribers. That's our goal for now.
So, beef's a little easier to cut when it's firm like this, but it's harder to trim, because normally the fat will just peel right off. But you gotta take the good with the bad, right?
Mm-hmm. Want you to make a little montage while you're cutting it?
I don't know, do whatever you want.
While we're cutting the beef, since it seems to be taking a little bit, I'm just gonna do a little montage.
Do you know what a montage is, honey?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a whole bunch of pictures from different angles.
A montage is like a device they use in movie making. Not a device like physical device, like it's like a technique they use to like cut together a bunch of different scenes to show progress.
Okay, that's really all the shots I have from the montage.
I'm thinking more like something like a collage.
I'm calling it a montage.
It's your channel, you can call it whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this was a pretty good piece to buy, because it was pretty lean to begin with. So, as you can see the steak here, this is the grain of the steak, right? So, if I'm going to be eating it, I want to cut it against the grain, so that when I take a bite or chew it, it separates more naturally than otherwise. If I was cutting with the grain, it wouldn't separate as easily from my teeth. So I'm going to try to cut these into like kind of thin slices, not super thin, but thin enough that they'll dehydrate well.
And it's kind of like how he's talking about the grains. It's kind of like when you're petting a dog. Usually their fur goes down towards their bottoms. If you push up, it'll be harder to push than pushing down.
What you want to do is, like, if this was the fur, you'd be wanting to push across the fur.
Yes.
Instead of in the same direction as the fur. So like here, see how the grain is like this? It's
you would want
to
cut in the other
I'm
direction.
going to go across the grain, so that when I chew it,
it's easier to
easier
chew.
to separate. You see how, like, when I cut it, it starts to even separate just when I'm cutting it there?
Mm-hmm. Should we turn off the volume on the TV, or can I not really hear? I don't think it'll be copyright. I mean, some people just take videos off channels and put them on their own channels.
So see how easy this was to cut, because I put it in the freezer. Otherwise, I'd be struggling with it right now, because it would be getting all smushed and going crazy.
Yes.
All right.
It would be like playing with slime, only food. Slime is really squishy and crazy.
So now I throw this stuff in my bag.
Which this is a Ziploc freezer bag.
Try not to get it where I was cutting the steak, because I don't want to cross-contaminate. Cross-contamination is when bacteria from your food gets on another surface. I'll go ahead and take my glove off. This can go in the sink.
And then we can start the beef jerkying.
Now I marinate it.
Which basically means cook it.
No. Marinate means like to season,
season.
And let the seasoning soak in. So I'm going to start with some
Iodized sea salt.
Yep. The reason
From
I use,
natural seasoning.
I don't know, like it took me a while to find iodized sea salt. Usually it's not sea salt when it's iodized, but I prefer to use iodized salt because most people don't eat enough sources of iodine in their normal diet to get an adequate amount of iodine. So there you go.
They probably only do if they eat it's like 5 pounds of salt on their
No,
food.
well,
like
normal salt doesn't have iodine in it. They added that. Like shrimp and seafood and certain foods have iodine in them. Cranberries.
Oh, I love cranberries. I kind of eat unhealthy.
But yeah, most people don't eat enough source of iodine.
I eat unhealthy because I put 5 pounds of salt on my food.
We got garlic, we got salt,
We got pepper.
and
But
this
make
is,
sure you use the coarse ground one. And
well,
that's
you don't necessarily have to use that pepper.
but
That's just the one I have
that's
in my kitchen.
coconut secret. It's
This
just
is
coconut aminos. Basically.
Coconut aminos. What coconut aminos is they're basically soy sauce for people who don't want to eat soy. So they have no soy, and they have no
Salt.
Well, no, they have salt. They have less salt. It's like a gluten-free, soy-free, organic, vegan. I'm not a vegan, clearly.
I'm not vegan either. All he eats is steak. That's all he eats anymore.
But anyways, long story short, I don't eat soy products.
I do.
So, coconut aminos taste exactly like soy sauce, so I use the coconut aminos.
I put a lot of soy. I use soy sauce.
So I'm going to mix this twice. The first time, I left a bunch of air in the bag.
The second time, we are gonna make sure there's no air in it.
That's right. So this way, everything can shake around good. Like there's plenty of room.
And then the second time, there's not that much room for it to move
Everything
around
can kind of shake up nice.
and mix up. And then
So now,
we take it out. Then we open the bag and we squeeze all the air out.
A little tiny
Thing and
thing in
squeeze
the
all the
Ziploc.
air out.
I'm going to just kind of roll it around.
It smells so good. And by the way, I'm pretty sure this is how they make beef jerky in real life.
Well, this is real life, honey. I don't know how like they make it
For like
at a beef
Lovisa's
jerky
chicken.
factory, but
They probably do have machines do it.
so now there's pretty much no air in it. I'm just gonna kind of
Mush it around.
mush it around a little bit more. Let the let everything mix up nice and good.
And for the next cooking tutorial, I'm thinking we're probably gonna do stir fry. It's my mom's recipe and it tastes delicious.
So this is beef jerky marinating. This is not beef jerky being made into jerky. So after this marinates for a little while, then we'll lay it out and we'll make the jerky. All right? See you later.
Are you